Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reside Platform Podcast. I'm your host today, Suneet Agarwal, and I'm joined by the Jennifer Gale, broker owner, community leader, and the fastest growing boutique brokerage in the entire province of Ontario. What's going on, Jennifer?
Hey, Saneet. I'm so happy to be meeting with you. That was a long, that was a lot of words to get out.
It was a lot of words. I'm glad I didn't butcher any of it. Um, you know, we were supposed to record this for everyone listening. I want to give you some context. Is we were supposed to record this back in October, and it was probably my schedule that got messed up. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think
Did I
so.
cancel on you?
I
Yes.
think we've had a few cancellations, but it gives me great motivation because I'm like, I want to be like Saneet.
Oh yeah. What does being like Sunit mean? What does that mean?
Just a great operator and appointments and no lag in between them. So I'm always
No lag. Yes.
at the volume that you can do.
Yes, and it comes down to a lot of planning
Oh,
and a lot of support,
yeah, I'm
right?
learning that.
Yes, and a lot of tech. Like if somebody wants to, this is a good question. I'm glad you asked me because I think about it often. Increase your capacity, right? How does one increase their capacity? And then we're going to get back to the interview, but
Okay.
um is like through leverage, right? And leverage is systems and people. So, do you have an EA? Do you have people running other departments? Maybe a utility person that's great as you scale, right? Like
Yeah.
now as I'm getting the opportunity to scale again, it's becoming me more support. So yeah, it's fun stuff. Yes.
It's incredible to walk the path behind you because I feel like we are building the engine while we fly. And I always look ahead at you and other reside leaders and like, okay, I can do this. It normalizes that feeling of capacity.
Yeah, good. I'm glad because that's the thing is, I'm not any smarter or special or anything. Just figured certain things out at a different timeline than other people. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's it, right? So what led you into starting a boutique brokerage a couple
Uh,
years ago?
well, it was only 2.5 years ago. So everything in my real estate career, I feel, has always been by fluke or by necessity. So
I love that.
I started into real estate and I needed to do well because I had no money. So by fluke or necessity, I became very like a great performer in that. And then by
Sure.
fluke or necessity, I opened my team. And then the path kind of opened up when we were with the bigger legacy brand, when we were operating so many things independently that it just made sense. And the right people came into place, like you said, the people that could operate the background for me, because the thought of me just opening a brokerage was, too much. But when you do have
Totally.
people in the right seats, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I opened up an independent brokerage once,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't even know what a closing disclosure was. Looking back, I just need to hire someone that knows how to do all this stuff, and I'm just going to sell.
Yeah, and when we went to open, because our community is so much smaller, and I transacted with so many of the agents,
Mm,
initially they were probably like, "How is Jen doing that?" But it is like all the people in the background doing all the things that I don't like to do or don't want to do.
yeah, that's so good. It's needed, yes. So, and I want to talk more about that too. So, you've said that you really love talking about growing in a small marketplace,
Yes.
right? How many agents are in a Woodstock?
In Woodstock, there's 200 agents on our board, and currently we sit at 50 agents in the broker. So that is a chef's kiss to reside predominantly. I'm kind of like your student that came in to reside. And at some points, I say to my coach, I'm like, oh my God, put the brakes on it. This is going too fast.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
So you have 25% of the agents in your market at your brokerage?
We do.
That's so awesome.
It is really awesome. It is
Yeah.
so exciting.
So, how many did you recruit in the last 12 months?
We went last year, December 19th, which was our anniversary date. We were at 21 agents, and currently we're at 50 agents. And it's just been phenomenal. We just opened up our first branch. We're in the process of that in a neighboring community because
Oh, no shit. Really?
well, we need to have space to grow now. We're kind of, yeah, so it's happening.
It's happening.
It's really
That's
happening.
great. Wow, I love to hear that. So growing because you more than doubled in size in 12 months.
Yeah,
You went from 10 about 12%, about 10% of the agents to 25% of the agents,
yeah,
which is remarkable, really.
it's really exciting.
That's remarkable. What how did you do it?
I would say that one of my gifts that, like, when I was thinking about talking to you is that I'm a implementer. And again, by fluke, right? Like I've always had necessity to need to implement these things. So um in our space, I followed along John Cheplack, and in Canada, I could always tell when one of the agents would join in the Cheplack community. They would just
Yeah,
explode. And, when I jumped in with you guys, I wanted to make sure that I was getting my money's worth. And I like being a keener. I want to do all the things. So I have followed Reside's playbook as best as I can, play by play, from the emails, the social media, the calling, trying to get in all of those things, the training, and it works.
wow, and you really grew. So who makes the calls?
I do.
Yeah, Jennifer.
I
Yeah.
do.
I didn't think you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I do make the calls. There's certain parts that I just like doing. I don't mind being on the phone with people. I don't, and I like to do it myself so that when I'm training the team, I can say, hey, you got to call buyers, sellers, and investors. I'm doing it, so you have to do it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Incredible job. Incredible job. Tell me about the emails. What
I
do you know much about the email process? Are you how deep are you in that?
Well, I jumped on to the call last year that was all around email marketing, and I've been following like you and John and Dustin Runyon, and I see kind of how that's laid out. So I take my thought, I pop it into chat to build it out, then I reverse it into my language, and I just am going, it's more training. I'm offering value in all of the emails and not really an ask, but I'm getting, that 70 to 80% open rate. And I know
Which is incredible.
which is incredible. And so when I'm teaching and training agents, I'm like, just do it this way. They do want to
Where are you sending the emails from? FUB or GHL?
I'm not in go high level yet.
Okay, that's okay. You don't need to be. Don't mess anything up with 70% open rates. I'm just curious.
We do in the background. We do have go high level kind of in our background building, but we're not there.
Yeah,
Every
don't
time
mess
I
with those
hear,
opens.
every
It's doing fine.
every time I hear like, don't do it through follow up, boss. I'm like, oh, I'm not there yet.
Okay, so you're using 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, results are what counts,
Okay.
right? And also the thing, I would assume that that list is on the smaller side, right?
Yeah, so I have 3 lists going. I have my team, and then I have what I call agent prospects, and then I have new salespeople. And that new salespeople has been a tremendous value for leads. So we run a little real estate school, not the same in Canada as it is in the States.
Totally.
So you can't get licensed here, but I walk people through it's like a 4-week training on CRM and social media. And most of the people that come into that school don't necessarily get licensed, but they do become clients of the brokerage because we're doing.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. And now, something that I think you guys have been just crushing on is social.
I would love to take credit for that, but yeah, we love social media.
Yes. So who gets the credit on that?
Rachel Little. So you
Rachel.
probably see her in all your calls. You're gonna see her in Florida for the Reside event. It's me and her going.
Yes, awesome. Can't
So
wait.
excited.
So Rachel, what's Rachel's role?
Rachel is our marketing, chief of marketing. She's our digital creator
Okay, so and how long has she been with you for?
for a year. I know
Awesome.
Rachel for a long time previous. She closed down a business, photography business, and when she did, I was like, "I would just love your hand on my brand." And
Totally.
yeah,
And I think she's doing a terrific job.
yeah, she's pretty remarkable.
Maybe I should have her on the show sometime too.
Honestly,
To get
she's incredible.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get that going. I'll let Brittany know. But also you get the credit because it was your vision in hiring that person.
Yep, I believe that that was divine intervention for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, right? The So does she help with like the billboards and everything too, and the but all your other traditional marketing that you do?
Yeah, we have a pretty good workflow now through that marketing department. So we've hired her sister actually works with us as well.
Awesome.
And we've built out that framework in the back. So yeah, so for agents, creating feature sheets, listing presentations, we have some plug and play stuff now. And she does all the social media content and reels and photography.
So she's shooting the listings too?
Nope, she doesn't do the listings, but agent headshots. So
Headshot.
upstairs now we have when you come and join the brokerage, you get a fresh photo shoot. It's and and it helps us on the back end. We're really big. We want to showcase all the agents in the brokerage. It's very
Yes.
important.
So what's your because I love traditional marketing and I especially love how you guys do it in Canada.
Okay.
Right. Um, I'm so fortunate to be able to have working with and worked with some of the top like yourself in Canada. But and when I see your stuff, I'm all, oh, like, okay, so you have billboards, right?
Yes.
How many billboards do you have in the town of Woodstock?
Typically we have 3 going.
Okay.
Yeah, and it will transition. So we took your now hiring awesome agent,
I love that.
and we put that on the busiest road.
I saw that.
So we'll have that all year. That will just stay there forever. And then
Yes.
we take out digital billboards when they're available, and then, we only have, like, 3 billboard spaces in Woodstock, so
That's what I thought. I was all three in a town of 48,000 is probably most.
it's we're not big on that, and then we do, the bus shelters and 2 buses.
Yes. So you probably dominate. You got 25% of the agents, you got 3 billboards, buses, and the bus shelters.
Yep.
Do you dominate that town?
Well, I like, the adage, "I want you to choke on my face," and
Yeah.
so and you know what the cool part about that is, I always tell agents, that wasn't just I started in real estate, and we have all that. That started from like a little picture on a for sale sign, and that helped grow and a little bit of money, and we added on, and it just keeps growing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, your team really does well with Follow Up Boss, right? What is some stuff about Follow Up Boss that you think is driving results?
When the agents jumped into the RISE training, that changed it for us. And so it helped build out that framework and moving people through the stages. And honestly, the agent leaderboard is a driving
Awesome.
thing. Like we look at the agent leaderboard, and when you have some good, healthy competition, and you
Totally.
have everybody in the room, like, they will be trying to leapfrog each other just for bragging rights in our group chat.
Mhm. I love it.
That works, and we give out like, we really, give shout outs to agents when they're working follow-up boss. We call them out at team meetings. When we're starting now, we're gonna do some events in other markets where we educate and teach people about follow-up boss. So I'm gonna show my agents will be the people on stage, and they'll be talking about their results, and just a really good way because it works in helping the agent become the authority in their market. It helps us in recruiting. We're educating.
Yeah.
It's good stuff to market on.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. How do you like coaching? Being coached?
I love being coached.
Yes,
I
what's your experience been with, like, coaching in your history as a business person?
Yeah, I started I've always been blessed and had great mentors along the way. So everything has been because somebody great's been placed in front of me.
Mhm.
And trying out different coaching programs, and you kind of hit a cap within that. And my goal was always to be with you guys. It was taking the leap into that. So, you know, I absolutely love somebody holding me accountable. And I think that it sets the trend for the agents behind too. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
I'm not above it. I have to go and talk to other people. I need somebody else to tell me you're doing a good
Absolutely.
job or get your ass to work.
Yes, 100%. And then coaching your agents, like, what do you feel about coaching your agents?
I absolutely love it. I
Mhm.
didn't I didn't know, I didn't understand that about me. You come from that space of a solo agent, it's just me and I gotta get the results and duh, duh, duh.
Totally,
And
totally,
then I don't know if it's like a midlife crisis or whatever happens.
totally.
But, I'm not personally in production, so all of the results that I get are contingent upon that person behind me.
Mhm.
It's the best juice in the world, man. Like, you see somebody light up and you see that it works, and getting those results, there is nothing more fulfilling in the real estate career for me so far than that.
Yes, like developing somebody, right? Like, I often tell stories about the agent who came on, started as an ISA, didn't even have his license, then got his license, then started selling some houses, moved out of his parents' house,
Yeah.
got an apartment with his girlfriend. They got married, they had a kid, bought a house, bought another house, had 2 kids, right? And you
Yeah.
just see their life, bought an investment property, right? You just see their life progress from just a little thing that you've done. It is really fulfilling.
And I think we transitioned too, like, from that self actualization into legacy. I just want, at the end of the day, people to say, like, my experience with her changed my life for the better,
Totally.
for the better.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so fulfilling. And I compare it, and you can tell, at least personally, like, I remember maybe in the first or second house I sold, and it was in this family moved here, husband and wife. It was online lead. Family moved here for a job transfer. He was a manager of a chain restaurant, 2 young daughters. And when I gave him those keys, right, I could tell, like, it was a big fucking deal,
Yes.
right? Like, their first house or whatever, like, they moved to Sacramento, right? And, and then the same thing happens in transactions, and then just at some point, you hopefully have the opportunity, if you want, to help other people get to where you're at. It's cool.
It's so
Cool.
cool. And that's our adage in the brokerage. We have like, when you sign on with us, we have the rule, each one teach one. You are expected to be a leader in this room.
Ooh, I
When
love
you
that.
know somebody, you know something, it is your responsibility to help the person beside you. And if you can't agree to that, we're not a fit.
Love that. So, being the fastest growing in a province, what are you most proud of when you look at what you've built so far?
It's really hard because when you're so far in the middle of it, you have people like you're so deep in the middle and people are like, "Oh, you're doing great." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I'm really excited about that agents come here and see success. I'm like,
Yeah,
people in the marketplace or maybe other brokerages don't like new agents. And, hands down, I'll take my new agent over your experienced agent any day.
totally.
So I like seeing that. I like having a point where people grow. And it's really cool that people come into the office here. I never experienced that in my real estate career. It was very isolating and nobody came here. But like on a Tuesday for our training, you'll often see 30 to 40 people in the room,
Yeah, that's remarkable.
which is awesome.
Yeah, do you even have that much parking?
No, no, I
Yeah,
don't.
I know, exactly.
I've
Yeah.
got, as we're going, I have new problems, Sneak.
Yeah, exactly. You never think about parking. Yeah. Yeah, still. And then sometimes you're, oh, well, okay, I still like the space anyways. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Yes.
I know.
Um, yeah, that's so good. Um, I've heard you I've heard you say to show up consistently as yourself, as your true self
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like what does authentic visibility, what's that look like?
Well,
What's that look like for you and what's that look like for someone listening?
you know what? My life has had many ups and downs. And for a lot of time, I wanted to hide behind that. I thought that, that would be very like scary to let people know the real me. And, going through some transitions in my life and stepping fully into that. And when I went into the brokerage space, I had a choice. I needed to show up fully as me, and I was okay with that because if I said all of those things out loud, I took ownership of me. It was like nobody could say anything that, against me because I'm showing everything that I am. I'm very
Mhm.
truthful. I'm very transparent. And I think it takes a lot of courage for people to step into fully who they are. But when you do, you attract your people. And isn't that who we want
Yes.
to deal with?
Yes.
I don't want to deal with people that are not my people.
Yes, I love that. Yes. Don't bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Right, Jennifer?
Do not bullshit.
Do not bullshit. Uh, this other cool accolade, you're the only female broker owner in the area.
I am.
That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. And I don't pay attention to that stuff. But when I think about it, I'm like, it's actually kind of cool. And all of our back end is strong female boss babes. And
I love it. I love it. That's how I was raised too. Like my mom is a
yeah,
very strong, yeah, she's a professor, and yeah, that's totally how I was raised. So love that. Okay, well, what advice do you have for the real estate agents, the typical real estate agents listening to this episode?
right now, I think that just every single thing that you do, do not look at it as a means to an end. I would say everything you're doing is planting seeds or laying the foundation for the next thing. And
Mm.
be very open minded about any opportunity. Like we run a property management company, and
Oh, cool.
sometimes, like in that space, we get,
I know. I sold mine. Yeah.
But, through that process, I've met people coming to look and rent a two-bedroom apartment that have turned around and bought a $900,000 home within the
Heck
same
yes.
conversation. So,
Yeah.
not downplay everything's an opportunity. And if it's not an opportunity there, then it will lead to something.
So what kind of mindset should they have to think like that? Because that's so hard.
You gotta be open-minded. You need to be open and you need to meet people at all levels, like I always dissuade when people are like, I'm gonna only be a luxury agent. Well, I don't like that.
Me neither. You're like you're not gonna sell a $150,000 condo if it lands in your lap. Come on.
Wouldn't you rather sell 10 $200,000 condos than wait a year to sell a luxury place?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
But just I think that every single person that you meet is an opportunity to learn something, and if you're kind and meet people where they're at, they're gonna remember you and they will say your name when an opportunity arises.
Do you guys do a bunch of lead gen at the office?
We just got into Ylopo, so prior to Reside, I didn't do any paid lead ad. We just did strictly we built a business off of Google Business, which was really great for us, but we've just brought in the Ylopo. We're learning our way through that, and, it's been fantastic. It's a great way to train agents through the phone.
Yes, and then you have FUB too, right? Do most of the agents, like, add their personal contacts into FUB? Is that something you have them do?
Yep, and then tag
Yeah.
them out so that it's very clean and, have a different way to communicate with those people. Obviously, there's different cadence with your friends, family, and neighbor than a Ylopo lead.
Totally, and I think that you doing that is so awesome. It's so great because so many people forget, right? Like, you should put your contacts in there first.
That's the number one thing, I think the first week, get everybody off of your phone and get them in there. It just
Yeah.
a memory jogger, so I have some old school paperwork, like, who's your pharmacist? Who is your team sports? And a memory.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And then also, what about Facebook friends? Do you tell them to do that?
I have a girl on my team, she just started with us, she's just dynamite, and she just went through and messaged Facebook.
Yeah.
You would think she's a social media celebrity, but in her first 3 months in real estate, by reaching out on Facebook, she got a $5 million industrial building contract.
5 mil? I've
Yeah,
never sold anything for 5
I know.
mil.
I
That's a
haven't
fast.
either.
Yeah, wow. Well, I don't think anyone ever did in my brokerage either, so there you go. Wow.
Yes, so proof positive that it works. Just like, hey, Sneed, I just want to let you know I joined in real estate. Just looking to see if you have any real estate needs in the current
Yeah.
future.
Copy and paste.
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Everyone listening, and I hope that we make a short form little reel of what Jennifer just said to whoever's cutting this up. Because yeah, how about you just use that script and DM everybody?
DM everybody. And it works for her. Like I said, a $5 million transaction. And the gentleman was like, actually, we do. We're needing to sell our land and our business. And she says, I don't know what to do. And I said, we'll figure it out as we go.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Good. Now, what advice do you have for the team leaders?
Team leaders, I think that I think our superpower is the ability to stick into the uncomfortable. I think that the best lesson is that nobody has it all figured out. I'm learning that as you go. And, I think that team leaders, we have to remain consistent in showing up for our people.
Yes. So what's that look like though? Like, how do I stay consistent?
How would a team leader stay consistent? I think it's
Yeah.
just in the way that you interact. I would try be with your people, be in the trenches with them. If somebody you teach people how to treat you. So if they know, like I know Saneed, I probably can't message you until about 8 p.m. at night because that's likely when you'll have a break. So and I be upfront and honest. I tell everybody on my team, hey, I'm your go-to from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. After that, I'm a no-fly zone. But but you do like you are transparent and show them, and I think show up and show them that you're human too, and you're learning, and you don't know all the answers, and just walk beside them.
How about accountability?
Yeah, I use your guys' line. I ask everybody, do I have your permission to hold you
Yes.
accountable and tell you the
Perfect.
truth? And I give that authority back to the team. I say, you have the ability to hold me accountable too. This is a two-way street. And
Ooh, that made me feel a little
like,
kind of
and
way.
you're transparent, right? Like I have blind spots too. I'd rather you say to me, I'm not holding up my end of the deal as opposed to going
Totally.
and starting toxicity. So I'm very transparent. And I have your permission to tell you the truth? Are you ready to hear the truth?
Mhm. It's
Hmm.
so powerful.
Yeah. And
Right.
everybody knows, like they tell each other, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I raised my accountability a little bit this year. I said, if you haven't done anything that we discussed in our last accountability meeting, please do me a favor and cancel our next one until you do. And I
Yeah.
had a few people cancel because they
Good,
said, I'm
good.
doing the things. And
What are you gonna do, sit there and stare at each other?
yeah, we say the same thing. So, and it got those few agents moving a little bit more because everybody wants a cookie. They want to come back and say, look, I did the thing. I did the thing.
You know, I like the cookie analogy. Good
Yeah.
job. Yeah. Yes, yes, good. Well, if somebody wants to send you a referral for Woodstock,
Or
how do
anywhere
they do it?
in Ontario, we're connected across
Anywhere in Ontario. Okay, the
anywhere.
entire province.
Yeah, just the
Send
same.
all your Ontario referrals to Jennifer Gale. How do they do that?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Jenny G Sells, at jennygsells.com or whatever the handle is. Jenny G Sells.
Yeah, just at Jenny G
At
Cells,
G-
yes.
Yeah. I would regurgitate my email address, but we can pop it in. And thank you for the shout out on Facebook when you said about our marketing. I got like 50 new friend requests. So thank you. You can find me on Facebook too.
Yes, yes. I gave you that shout out because that was accurate.
I was in the middle of appointments. I'm like, oh my God, I got like all these like friend requests. Yes, yes. So I appreciate that.
Do you do any of the social like or you have a business page, right?
I have a personal page, Jennifer Gale real estate business page, and a brokerage page. And so I kind of connect them all. I utilize mostly, I'm working out of my personal page.
And then do you post to all three every day?
Yep, 3 times a day, just like you told me to.
Okay, good. So you post to all three times a day.
Yep,
And then how many Instagrams do you have?
3.
Three. And you post the same cadence?
Yep.
Good job. Are you posting um are you posting the same stuff on any of the three Facebooks?
If they're recruiting, I'll link them up through the pages, or if it's business, I'll link them up. And then my personal one, sometimes I'll do my personal one is more kind of coaching and just a little bit more vulnerable, real stuff with me.
Mhm.
The
And
bro-
same with Instagram?
yeah, yep. I have my Instagram and my Facebook linked up. Sometimes I won't post the same stuff on Instagram as Facebook because there's days where I get very thoughty and I post more.
Yes, and then do you guys have any VAs helping with the social content?
No, all I
No, wow. Wow.
but
W
we are talking. We are looking, probably our next step is to get an editor for the reels so that we
Mhm.
will be sourcing that out. So when you talk to Rachel, you encourage her.
Well, I have a third party person in the Ukraine who's really good and consistent, if you want, I
Okay.
could tell you off air,
Yeah,
just on a contractual basis.
perfect.
Good. Okay, so everybody, go follow Jennifer on her social. She's really good. I tagged her on my page in early February, and I'll probably tag her again when this comes out. And send her your referrals in the entire state, entire province of Ontario. And Jennifer, thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you, Sneep.
I'm so excited to hear that you're coming down to West Palm Beach for our Reside event.
It's on my 50th birthday weekend. So if you could have a cake there, I'd
You're coming on your 50th. Okay, we feel special, but you probably like to go down there anyways. Didn't you just go to the beach or something?
we did, but you know what? This is my ideal spare time is building business and being in rooms that make me uncomfortable. So, and West Palm Beach, Florida doesn't sound terrible.
It doesn't. All right, everyone, make sure to click like and subscribe, and we'll see you. Thanks, Jennifer. We'll
Thank
see
you.
everybody in the next episode of the Reside Platform Podcast.